or hashtag Alter Champs as both of the teams jump into the land of Dawn. Here we go.
Into the land of Dawn we go with both of these really interesting compositions. We're going to see how the Amon is going to fare against the Balman in those neutral objective takes, because as we all know, Albert on the Balman, a double retribution, they do have that in the bag, but if Sellyboy is able to use those endless shards to perfection, it might be the win for Alter Ego Esports.
It can really go either way right now. And in the mid lane, you already see the contest coming in from both these teams. They want to get the advantage. They want to have more roam pressure. And I think both teams will have a lot more urgency to play for that gold lane. We've seen that, for the most part, teams who abandon, quote-unquote, their gold lane, they have a harder time in the mid lane because no DPS. Udil, though, gets bursted down. He stuns Clay and flies away.
But remember, Alter Ego Esports has a very strong
my God.
backline, but here we go.
The reverse.
Completely split here, completely reversed, with 3 of the casters eyeing for Alter Ego and 3 for RRQ HOSHI. But once again, you are in a sandwich here, Miracle. Why do you think the composition from RRQ is better?
Well, you know, in terms of just the neutral objective control, we gotta give it over to RRQ, right? And Alter Ego have the kill pressure, but if Albert is constantly able to just invade the enemy jungle, taking a whole lot of that farm away from Sellyboy, he's not really gonna have a good time in this game. Plus, as well as this Farsa. Wait a minute though, top side, and the charge popped in. R7 gonna be able to survive for now. Has the sprint, pops it. Gets out as well. 3-man gank evaded by R7.
Not perfectly great for Alter Ego right now. They really needed that kill.
Yo!
They commit onto it, but once again, R7 still able to juke things out. And if it goes into the objective take like this, RQ, they might have a better chance.
Well, right now, they don't have an EXP laner available, though. R7 is way, way too low to try and contest this. If Udil lands a great Feather Airstrike, he can get taken out immediately. So with a man advantage, you can see plays happen in the bot side, though. Almost a solo play, but Albert gets focused down.
Here Murphy with Raider's Dragon bringing Albert back for the Feather Airstrike to deal damage. Albert goes for the lethal counter and a retry, securing the first turtle of the game. Lee Murphy caught, Sellyboy as well, taken down. Vin picking the first blood up, and that's 2 kills. Over to RRQ with the turtle as well. RRQ with a 700 gold lead 2 minutes in.
The snowballing from RRQ HOSHI is not great once again for Alter Ego Esports. They have an equal amount of pressure, I feel, in that early game. Alter Ego Esports, though, are better at those pickoffs once again, like in game number 2. And they need to be able to capitalize on this, Arashi.
Well, we already said it. When you have a Cult Altar, now it doesn't win you fights, but it does save you from burst damage, and we saw it in that previous fight. The Blast Shards, the Feather Airstrike as well, everything just got nullified, and after the initial burst was gone, RRQ HOSHI were the ones who can outlast and provide a lot more stable DPS. I think until Nino is participating in these late game fights, it will be very difficult for Alter Ego to find any success. It's a good start though, he does steal away that gold buff. So Nino is scaling at a very healthy pace.
He needs to scale, but you can see the pressure onto him. Vin constantly rotating towards his bottom side as Sellyboy is looking for a counter engage, but the damage just isn't there so far. 40 seconds left, but Sellyboy, is he going to commit onto this?
Oh, I don't know. It's a bit too risky to commit there. Sellyboy just going to the orange buff, but again, Albert 1 level lead. This is why I opted for RRQ's draft. Even though I don't really like the Yve that much, the utility provided is going to be great, and the Balman, mainly the Balman. It's going to be able to out-level Amon. Let's see, sandwich maneuver being done by Alter Ego on the bottom side. Vin has the Cult Altar. Basically what popped in. Real world inflation locking him down. Oh my goodness, the collapse comes in. Sellyboy falls to the hands of Vin, and look at who's here. Captain R7 from the back, taking Leo Murphy down. 2 for 0. They're looking for more. Nino gets chunked, gets forced back from his own turret. And it's another neutral objective over to RRQ.
4-0 at the moment here. It might be 5 as Nino is taken very low with the aggression coming in. And you can see Albert already rotating towards that bottom side to look for a kill. Lucky for Nino, he's still able to make it out alive. But look at the objectives and the kills. All 0. Alter Ego has not been able to pick anything up on the board.
Nino only with a Windtalker, and Skylar actually with the DHS already completed. So RRQ is making the best out of their gold advantage. And I think right now, Alter Ego are better off just going for trades, I think. Because if they keep trying to go for these fights, the same thing's going to happen, right? They use their burst damage, it gets countered by the Cult Alter, and it's the same result. So I think you can keep trying to do the same thing and expect a different result. Alter Ego need to try something different.
What can they do though, right? I mean,
Trade.
they try look for trades, sure, but you can see that even if they want to go for a gank into the EXP lane, R7 is just unkillable at this point, but I might be wrong here. You can see a gank happening in that top side.
Well, they have to get a kill to make sure that he is away, right? They can push him away from the turret, depending on what they, how many people they send up there. So I think just finding something else somewhere else is the key here. Even if they don't get the kill on R7, it's still resources gained for Alter Ego.
Oh my god, R7, 2v1 up top, goes in onto Sellyboy, is able to zone him away. Sellyboy now 2 levels below of Albert. And you can see this Bowman is just dictating this jungle matchup. There's not much they can do. And in the bottom side, Skylar picks up a turret. 2.8k gold lead. RRQ looking to invade once again, taking everything they can from Sellyboy.
Ooh, they're also denying a lot of gold from the hands of Nino. That's not a good sign because later on, he is the man that Alter Ego is depending on, right? The burst damage is already countered, so DPS is the only real solution they have for that late game. The other side, Pi is making aggressive plays, and the turret is very, very low. Pi might just go for it right now, but as we said, trades, right? Because the turtle, there's no way Alter Ego goes for a fight right here.
Yeah, it seems like they are going to be pressuring this top side here, though, as once again that turtle is going to fall into the hands of RRQ Hoshi. But even then, even if Alter Ego Esports had a trade in that top side, all the objectives and buffs are taken away from them.
Uh-oh, Feather Airstrike was popped in with real world inflation, but I guess the Feather Airstrike range wasn't really able to get Clay. Finn now, the Shadow Stampede goes in, trying to find Sellyboy. Pi is in the midst of it all, jumps in as well. Doesn't go for the falling Star Moon. And the charge, wow, dodged away from by Clay. The respect given to that ability flickers out.
Whew. I mean, if they want to do team fights, that's how they want to do it, right? Go and bait out the spells first, but we have the Dragon is popped right here. Cult Alter, though, counters it.
Yeah, beautiful Cult Alter. Leo Murphy is forced to back off. Lethal counter, not finding its mark. Sellyboy trying to go for something. Nino going to be knocked up by R7, who is going to be able to find a taunt. Feather Airstrike popped in. R7 still gets out. Woo. Pi doesn't want to let that happen. Goes over the falling Star Moon, not connecting here. Pi, he's caught. Sellyboy is here. He goes in, he has the Handless Charge, he puts it onto Clay, but the real world inflation comes in. Sellyboy gets baited, and Sellyboy will fall. It's a jungle for a mid laner. RRQ, Pi, looking for one more trade, but RRQ deny it from Pi again.
Wow, a derby here between RRQ Hoshi and Alter Ego Esports, as both teams, they don't want to quit. And they do still want to make it into a full-blown war. RRQ Hoshi, though, have been the one in the advantageous spot as they are leading with 3,000, have always been able to get the better pickoffs. And Alter Ego Esports, they're starting to look reckless in these team fights.
Later when it goes to the late game, though, I think Alter Ego have more options, right? They can force the Cult Alter using multiple tools, and for the most part, RRQ Hoshi will be forced to react to it. Purify being used by Vin to cancel out that engage. Alter Ego, man, they're trying to problem solve. If the Cult Alter is denying the pickoffs, maybe we can pick off the source of the Cult Alter instead. But Purify will ensure that that won't happen.
The trigger discipline from Vin, though, might not allow Alter Ego Esports to do that. I mean, if it was any other person, seeing Leo Murphy engage on you like that, or even engage on any other player, that would be a instant pop on the Cult Alter, but wow! Pi gets taken down just like that.
Oh my god, and Vin is on point with the Cult Alter. Sellyboy gonna be taken down in the top side with a real world manipulation, locking him down. R7 going wild, zoning the other members away, recalling in front of their faces. Complete domination from the King of Kings, the defending Season 9 champions, as they look for the first Lord of the game. Uncontested, Albert picks it up.
It's such a tough spot for Alter Ego to be in, man. They just can't get any wins in these fights. Even trades, they don't even get that many kills. They tried so many different things right now. They've tried going on different members, right? They've tried jumping onto Clay, onto Skylar, onto Vin, all the same result. the Purify denies the crowd control on Vin, and the Cult Altar is just way on point to ensure that the bulk of the burst coming in from Alter Ego gets wasted.
You can see that even Skylar is appreciating the damage output coming in from Odil and Boy with the magic defense item that he has just secured. So even if RRQ Hoshi are leading, they're still staying disciplined even up until items.
Exactly, and itemization is so important, and I think there's no way both these teams won't respect each other's damage potential, because worst case scenario, the items can still provide a small measure of safety, as now Alter Ego will try and defend against this push. They're trying to clear the Lord, and RRQ Hoshi, it seems like they'll be able to back off. They are the ones that can counter-engage, right? When it comes to the other foot, RRQ Hoshi cannot force fights that easily anyway, so it's all about whether or not RRQ Hoshi can force Alter Ego into these fights by using the neutral objectives, as we discussed earlier.
It's so tough right now, right? I mean, Alter Ego are able to defend. RRQ Hoshi, not crazy value out of the first Lord. They didn't get the top side turrets, but now it's time to take a look at the items again and just take a look at the Claude. He opted to go for the Athena Shield, Arashi, instead of the Wind of Nature, knowing that again, in terms of damage, who can burst him down? The mages.
Gotta be the mages, but of course, burst is not the main win condition for Alter Ego. Once this game gets into the later stages, like I said, Pi, for example, will be a lot tankier. Leo Murphy already has a Radiant Armor. They can outlast the initial combo coming in, but of course, if they are stuck 1v5, it's a whole different story. Oof, Pi is in a very tough spot right now. He will be able to sneak away. No, he gets spotted.
Yeah, Vin spots him. Pi now, oh no, Shadow Stampede brings him back. He has a sprint. Is he going to be able to actually bait out? No, that's a lot of resources. Real world manipulation as well.
Still alive.
Still alive. Trying to buy some time for what? For Alter Ego to look for the trade up top. Pi still surviving for a little bit, finally falling. Not traded for that much. Alter Ego weren't really able to do much. They were able to clear out the top and bottom side. That's about it.
Well, it's still space given for the side of Alter Ego, because RRQ Hoshi, they would be in the jungle of Alter Ego, but since they spend so much time and give up so much ground trying to secure the kill onto Pi, you can see that at least in the jungle right now, Nino as well as Boy, they are getting some resources. It's better than nothing.
Oh! Wait, the Dragon Flicker, bringing R7 back. R7 jumps in onto Nino, Feather Airstrike popped in, but R7 not even sweating there. Just use the sprint, gets out. Boy looking for the play, onto Clay! Winner Truncheon! It was the flicker last time. Now he's built a counter in the items.
Exactly.
Now, RRQ Hoshi, they're going to start setting up for the next Lord. You can see that Clay is just waiting in the bush, waiting for the proper ending, but in that top side, it's going to be Nino versus R7.
I don't know if you win that, Nino. All lethal counter and retribution picking it up, and in the top side, Nino is forced to use the sprint. Lee Murphy trying to look for a pick-off will fall to the hands of Skylar as Albert is just recalling using the Aura battle emote. Ente, kadang-kadang Ente as he opens up the map. Pi and Boy forced to back up. Albert does not want this to go, this opportunity to steal Boy's purple buff. He has the lethal counter ready again, and Boy will be zoned away from his own purple. It's a disaster for Alter Ego.
We'll see if they can actually get the victory, though. Their only real play later on, once the Lord is here, once they're at the base of Alter Ego, is to get an engage with a flicker. But R7, with the taunt, doesn't have the flicker. They have the high ground coming from the Yves, but that's about it. No real crowd control, no real way of forcing Alter Ego into a bad fight. So Alter Ego are content. They can just pick apart the members from far away. But we'll have to see. Maybe RRQ Hoshi will do something completely unpredictable.
Let's see, coming into the final fight perhaps right now. Taunt coming in, Pi gonna be knocked up by R7. No more burst damage coming in. Appraiser's Wrath will be able to chunk Pi down. Base taken down, top side is gonna be the real world inflation, as that's gonna be the Cult Altar as well. Backing up, Pi jumps in with the Falling Sun, trying to buy some time as Leo Murphy jumps in as well, but the Blazing Duet just wreaks havoc onto everyone, anyone possible. Mega kill picked up, and RRQ reverse sweeps Alter Ego in the series. A reverse sweep in match 1 and another one here in match 2. Closer to the upper brackets.
Taking away and slimming the chances for Alter Ego as well. Such an amazing display of events unfolding here. in match number 2. What a performance by RRQ Hoshi. What a draft by RRQ Hoshi. And it really was well deserved.
What a performance, man. I think Alter Ego had a good chance of coming on top as well, but the adaptability, how fast they're able to change up their game plan when things don't work out. RRQ are just ahead in that department. They prove it here yet again. Unfortunately for Alter Ego, despite their best efforts, RRQ is the better team for today.
I mean, what obstacle did they have in game number 3? That was